How's it going, everybody? I know it's Wednesday night. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. Ours was a lot of fun. I had some fireworks from last year that the kids got to hang out and do, and the neighborhood does a ton of them, so it was cool. Um, Kids went swimming and stuff and all that jazz. But I just wanted to update you guys on what we've got coming up this week. If everything goes right with Kickstarter and all that, we've got There Be Shadows dropping, and There Be Shadows is a very interesting concept to me, uh, because as kids we get all these fairy tales and all these stories that people tell us, and I wanted to kind of throw my own riff on those because everybody does it, right? Again, but we have to do it if we're going to do it so different that uh, it's very, very different. And we had a lot of fun putting it together. The first issue is, integral to a series. I've always looked at it like, you only get that one shot to show you guys a first issue. So it's always important that we give it everything we've got with that, that jump in to make sure that we're giving you guys the very best product that we can. Um, and I think we have. So far, I've been happy with every book we've put out. And this one's no different. This one's very, very exciting. The art team has done great. Um, what's going on, Peter? The art team has done exceptionally well, and we've had a ton of fun working on the project. I can't wait to introduce you guys, to Davy Jones. Love it. There's a lot of riffs on things in the story, which are a lot of fun. His best friend being like Jonathan Smee and whatnot. And I know you guys love the artists and stuff, but everybody's kind of doing their own thing right this second. So, and they've been working a lot. So I figured I'd just come on here and give you guys a quick update myself. So you guys have some kind of idea what's going on. But it's going to be a really, really fun Kickstarter. There's really good art. The book is awesome. I'm thrilled with it. Like I said, Donnie is an incredible talent. Like, he's an incredible talent. And he's, his lines, his inks, they're all beautiful, beautiful pieces. He's, like I said, again, I can't express how amazingly talented the guy is. And then you get Dan Kemp on top of it with colors, and Dan shines in those dark, grimy, scary story type of deals. And I love working with the guy. Like, I loved working with the guy. When I was younger, I loved his books. I absolutely loved Spawn and stuff when I was a kid. And to be able to work with him is such a pleasure, So to be able to put this project together, which is so very different than anything we've done yet, I'm very, very happy about it. I think we've got 8 covers plus your wilds and stuff coming out. 24 pages full color. If we reach that stress goal that everybody's favorite is, we'll do 32 as usual. I don't know. There's a lot to be said about There Be Shadows. But there's so much to be said that gives the story away, and it's like, I'm one of those guys that can't write a synopsis on my own stuff to save my life, but it's a lot of fun because it's literally about this young dude. It starts off real tragic, but then things get kind of bright for him. He's the last living member of his family. He loses his grandfather, so he gets sent to an orphanage, and in the orphanage he meets Jonathan Smee. And Smee is one of those characters. We all needed a best friend like Jonathan when we were kids. He's like your Samwise Gamgee. Everybody needed that best buddy. And that's what he becomes to Davy. He becomes that best buddy, that ride or die pal. So I love that he has that. I love writing the story between the two of these characters and what they've got going on. But then you start seeing the weird stuff, like, it's supposed to be an orphanage, but there's no girls. It wasn't claimed to be an all boys school or an all girls school or anything like that. So where are the other people in the orphanage? Why are there only so many people and why are they only male? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? All these little things start falling into place the first day that, Davy is there. But all of a sudden, you get this weird question that comes up from one of the kids that's there. And he's like, "Do you play tag?" And Davy just, before Davy can answer, Jonathan's like, "We don't play tag. We go to bed when we're supposed to, lights out at 8:30." And, Davy's kind of surprised and doesn't really understand why, Jonathan was like so adamant about, making sure that they're asleep by 8:30. Um, and I think it's a lot of fun because we're normally taught, not even taught, but almost like genetic memory kind of deal to be afraid of the dark. And we have to teach ourselves not to be afraid of the dark. And versus what we're doing in this particular series is it's more of being afraid of the light than afraid of the dark. um, I like that a lot. Like I really enjoy the fact that the scary isn't in the dark. It's see me, here I am. And it's more so a primal fear than just a hey, there's a bad guy and he's gonna get me, or hey, there's a monster and it wants to eat me. This is in your face, letting you know, hey man, I'm about to wreck your world. You know, it's very much a right there, like you can't escape this reality. Like if you're afraid of something and it's right in front of you and it's not going to go away, that's what There Be Shadows is. That's the kind of level of fear that the book gives off. I I've written a lot of scary things. Like I've written a lot of scary stuff. There's a couple characters that we put out with Ethereal that are really kind of gnarly. But this book is probably going to have some of the most terrifying things we've done to date. Um, and that's exciting to me. Like I like the dark, the gnarly, you know what I mean? But I also like beauty. Like I mean, I love beauty, hashtag ethereal girl. You know what I mean? I absolutely love beauty. But there's something about terror that just runs in my wheelhouse. It's something that I could sit down and put together really well, really quickly. That's not to say I rushed this because I didn't. I've been working on it for like 6 months, just this first issue. So we're very, very excited to get it out to everybody, and tell you a different type of story. Um, and plus, we've got so many other things going on that it's just this is the right time for this particular book to be out, before we get to the Halloween mini series, before we get into the calendar stuff, before we get into anything like that, this book needed to be done. Like it was like sitting on the tip of my tongue. Like I really wanted to spit this book out. Like I really needed to get it out for you guys to consume. So I'm really happy with it. Like unbelievably happy with it. I think that you guys are really going to enjoy it. The characters are larger than life. Like I said, everybody knows a Jonathan Shmee. Everybody knows. You could easily put your own yourself in Davy Jones's position. I think there's a lot to be seen and a lot to be taught about friendship between these two characters. And then you've got different little nuances and aspects. Somebody's going to catch me for saying nuances. These little things that make the story that much better, that stick out. And we've talked about memory before and what memory does in storytelling. And I think that it's very powerful. If you can bring forth a memory from a reader, that's something that's just epic and will, drive them to read more of a story or invest them in stories. I don't ever want to write characters that you guys aren't invested in. That's just stupid. I don't ever want to write characters that you can put down and forget about. That's just, it's no fun. It's not fun for you as a reader. It's not fun for me as a creator. Um, I want you to be able to find depth in everything that we create. I mean, it's whether it's coloring or the line work or the storytelling or covers, whatever it is. I want you to be able to find depth in it, and because it's powerful. It's one of those things that's like you can see into the soul of a creator if you pay attention, and that's really really cool to me. I want to make sure that you guys can do that. I want to make sure that you guys pick up characters that you can enjoy, you can run with. um, I never want to put out a book where you guys are like, oh, I only get it once a year or twice a year. We're trying to change that. We're breaking the mold on all that, right? Like we put out books, 2 books a month right now. Um, there are a bunch of the titles I would love to see you guys get 4 times a year. I would love to see it. A lot of that stuff has to do with scheduling and if the artists can, get it in on time or how we do that. And normally we give these folks, they have a large range of time to get things done. That was what actually created the 2 books a month was we were giving artists X amount of time to get X amount of projects done. So they would literally not have to stress. They would have that, the time period to get the projects finished. And that's what we've continued doing. And I think it's done well for us and it'll do well for us in the future. Um, but I really, really think you guys are going to enjoy, There Be Shadows. And then you got Cretaceous right after that. Um, it's funny about Cretaceous. I really, man, I love the book. And I think you guys are going to love that one too. Big action, big suspense. That book's one of those ones where you don't know if you're going to have the same characters living from issue to issue. I enjoy that too. If you're going to write something that's suspenseful, you should never know if a character is going to make it through an issue or not. And I think that's my problem with like Marvel and DC anymore, just killing people and bringing them back and all that jazz. It's been done so many times that I abhor it, to be honest with you. Like I can't stand it. If you're gonna die, a character's death should be meaningful. Like it should say something or have something, some kind of relevance to the story. Like we did Fallen Leaves, and all that's getting mailed out right now. But we did Fallen Leaves, and it was like it was genocide, a whole book of genocide toward elves. So you would feel and you would feel for Nitika and stuff as she grows. And I think we succeeded in that. And I think that as you create, that's the type of storytelling you want. You want something that's meaty, something that people can, get into and be like, man, where's my next issue? You don't want, oh no, Spider-Man has done this again, just like he did 3 years ago and 3 years before that. No, it's very relevant what we do with our characters for every character, you know. And then you've got, like I said, you've got the Halloween stuff coming up. We're already starting to work on all that. Covers are coming in for that already. Should be a lot of fun. Some new stickers coming in. The new pillowcases just came in the other day. I can't show you the the good bits, but because we're on Twitch now, which is amazing. But they came in. They look great. Really, really happy with them. So we'll be sending those out in the next week and a half. And we're also going to be sending out the statues. If you ordered what's going on, Gabriel? If you ordered a agency statue, we're going to be putting that out in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So, that should be fun too. But anyway, like I said, I just want to give you guys a quick update, let you guys know where we were at, what we had going on. I don't do so well on these things by myself anymore. I used to be able to do it like alone, right? And it'd be like no big deal, like it was cool and whatnot. I really enjoy having April on and Bladen on, and Shawnee and everybody else on. So I'm definitely going to keep this one short. But again, thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate, all the support for the books and stuff. And pay attention the next few days. We'll be dropping more information on this book. If you haven't, go check out My Metal Girl. That's doing really well. Really excited about that and really enjoying that too. And I think you guys are absolutely going to love that book. Anyway, thanks so very much. And we'll talk to you soon.